and gentlemen, welcome to episode 468 of the Maritime Paintball Podcast. My name is Brad Odell. With me, as always, is
your king of paintball, Thomas Burke.
That he is. Sorry, there was a slight technical issue at the very beginning.
On our show, never.
You know what? I will actually be scared the day that things go well, because then I'll go, what did I forget?
Facts.
So, right? 100%. We're joined by Dusty Manderson. I thought where's the other dude? We're supposed to have a Justin as well.
Jacob, I think he should be dropping in.
Or Jacob.
Yeah, he's
okay,
probably wrapping dinner up here, down here, I think. Thanksgiving.
Dinner, whatever. Holiday nonsense.
How?
No, spending time with family. God.
No.
No worries. When he gets here, he gets here. So before we get going, though, let's pay some of the bills. So, of course, we have to do our regular shout out to Building Paintball, fantastic Facebook group that is basically just trying to get gear in the hands of players. So go check them out. It's definitely worth to keep an eye on, that kind of thing, and get involved
Always
with it.
Cool stuff there.
Loads of cool stuff like CS3s and so many Proflexes. So if you want to get a Proflex, get in on that. Explore Paintball says it's 7:03. Do you know where your children are? Yes.
Watching the Maritime Paintball podcast.
Monkey Paintball, my home away from home. My kids better not be. They should be better. They should be consuming much higher quality content than that. I know they're not. They're anyways, Monkey Paintball, my home away from home. King's home.
It is my home field. It's my.
Not
I
quite
can't
down
wait
the
to get
road
back.
from you, but it's close enough.
Across the highway.
Absolutely. Across the highway. I mean, it's New Brunswick. Everything is across the highway.
Shit. Okay, you got me there.
Our friends over at Northern Hydration, go check them out. Best athletic. What do we call it there? Athletic sports drink formula. I am not feeling it. I'm
Hydration.
I need some of that.
System.
I need some Northern Hydration. My brain is foggy.
If it doesn't taste salty, you needed it.
You could save yourself 10% by going over to drinknorthern.com and use the code MP Maritime PB10. You get 10% off. Ntensity Customs, fantastic individuals. I'm not wearing anything from them right now, but trust me, they make amazing shirts, jerseys. The Commando Misfits, who I was hanging out with at World Cup, all of their stuff was made by Intensity. It was it looked great. It functioned perfectly. It was fantastic stuff. And then, of course, we've got Paintball Dirt, who actually just got into the top 100 on Substack. Is that at like they're trending on it? I didn't know that was a thing for that website, but congrats to those guys. Top 100.
That's cool. Good for them.
So absolutely
doing the Lord's work.
And then, of course, VPL, the Virtual Paintball League. Those folks over there cracked the code. If you want to get kids into paintball, the best way to do it is to get them to play video games, especially the VR stuff. The kids are hooked on that, man. Kids are hooked on the VR.
Oh man, my nephew's it's terrifying. It's hilarious to watch though.
It is. It's once you realize like the fundamentals are there, it's not super fluid. It could be a little bit janky in the motion kind of thing because it's VR. Cut it some slack.
Yeah.
But when you realize that the fundamentals are still there, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. And then you remember that the people, like when you watch Buddy dive into Snake, he's actually probably laying on his floor.
I always wonder that, like, is there somebody who just totally dives and like hits that ground hard? Like, there's no core sampling off of a floor, but the bounce is what I'd be afraid of. I'm old. It would just be like crunch and over. Yeah.
They're no, I tried it, and I thought about like getting the full motion going. I was like, no, not doing that. My body does not allow me to do that. So
Can I ask a question?
Hard pass.
Shoot.
Did you guys meet those VR guys at Cup? Were you guys with those guys?
No, we actually met them.
Okay. There was actually
them. How did we?
Well, we know some of the VPL lads are from here, the Sons of Barnaby. The
Okay.
Sons
Yeah, that's what it is.
are all from down the road from here, and I
Across the highway.
knew that they were there across the highway, because I was shooting the messages and trying to get them to find you. I don't know if they ended up finding you, Brad.
No.
I think Lambie was
no,
Lambie there.
Yeah, Lambie. I
Lambie,
forget
yeah.
which one was. One of them was there, but I didn't cross
Nice.
paths with them because I don't know what they look like.
I mean, really, you're pretty easy to. You're a lot easier to spot, to be fair.
I
Like,
am, yeah, and that's the
It
thing.
sounds like you were all pretty busy. Like that whole
I
week is just
I was very busy,
mental.
and tired, so tired. It was so much work.
That's why.
To keep up with them. So that is what it is. But we have a fantastic special guest. We got Dusty, who is developing or made or how, I don't know. Like, tell us about this trading card game, man. Like, why are you here? Who are you?
I know, what the heck am I doing? Yeah, so the trading card game, I guess it kind of started. I'm not a trading card game player per se. Like I'll play, I don't know if you know what like Hearthstone is. I'm a gamer, but Jacob, who will be coming in later, he's very much on the TCG style. And so we wanted to create, yeah, so I guess the story starts, I used to play way back in the day, and I was getting back into it, getting my boys into it. One just turned 10, or he just turned 11 actually this year, but last year he was turning 10, and then the other one's 16. So we started getting back into paintball, and I haven't been in it for about 15 years. And I played pro way back in the day with the Naughty Dogs, and then kind of jumped into the career, went military for 6 years, and then, we were looking for card games and board games to play. And I was like, dude, there's got to be like a paintball game by now. Because like back in the day, there was like Paint Check, from like 2000, 2001. And there was nothing. So I was like, man, anyway, so that's kind of started my little journey of like, how hard could it be to create something, paintball, card game, board game-esque. And I'm kind of a creative, artistic guy. I'm a landscape designer by trade, kind of come from a family of painters, artists, and so the creative side of me is exciting. So yeah, so that kind of started this. I wanted something that's collectible, that can evolve, more players, more teams, all that kind of stuff. So the trading card aspect was kind of what we were, rather than just coming out with a single product that doesn't change, like Paint Check. So I wanted it more interactive with players, teams, brands, vendors, all that stuff. So that's kind of why we took the route that we did. But that's kind of the why I jumped into it, I guess.
So it's a trading card game, but it's a playable trading card game,
yes.
Right? Like that's one of the big differences, because when it first popped up and it was like Paintball Royale, the trading card game, was like, cool. So it's kind of like the I'm so bad with remembering stuff. My brain is shot. But there was a guy, I actually had him on the show. He was doing trading cards. I have one.
Yes, you're saying trading card, but it's
right.
A trading card game. It's like Magic the Gathering, like Munchkin, like any of that stuff. Because again, I was telling him like what Brad doesn't, and anyone who's ever paid attention, Brad doesn't tell me about our guests until the day of the show, because I love being surprised. So he tells me he's coming on the show, and I'm like, well, who the hell's that? And he goes, oh, it's a trading card guy. I'm like, oh, cool, trading card guy. He's like, no, the trading card game. And then he starts sending me pictures of like what the cards are, and the taunts and the different jerseys and just the different stuff. It looks fun. It looks like something you would play if you get rained out and you're stuck sitting in a trailer with the boys, and you can actually play it. And it's not just stick it on your wall like trading card guy, right? Which is cool.
So, but the trading card guy, I feel so bad forgetting what he called his.
God, I can't think of his name, but they were really cool. I love the idea. It's just
I have the pack at home. It's like it was like
they all play Yeah. Yeah, like we bought some. I bought some for my son. He loves them, but there's no game aspect to it. So
Yeah,
that's probably that was the hardest part. Was we spent the last about a year and a half like finalizing the game version. I wanted it simple enough, cards only, that you could be. We're all stuck at the airport, and we could bust out the cards,
Yes.
and we could play a quick game. Like I wanted it, but I also wanted it like strategic enough and like deep enough that requires I love strategy and my kids, like and like to be able to build a deck and create something just kind of personal, like if I want JT Spectras, I want, what kind of gear do I kind of want to build my crew, my team around. So that was the hardest part. And I've gone through 11 versions of this game where it's like we go super simple, crazy, way too complex, where we're adding in different mechanics, dice and stuff like that. And then we stripped it again. So we kept on going up, which I think we have to as designers. Like now we're like, we call ourselves like little game designers, right?
Yeah, you gotta blow it out of the water to know how far to go.
And so we've actually like swung back and forth on our little pendulum of too complex, too simple. And so I think we found like a really good medium of like, if you're not a trading card player, you're still gonna love it. But we still want it where it's like if there are Magic guys, TCG guys, that they're still gonna see kind of the value in like how complex and ridiculous we still put crazy amount of thought into the development of the game. So, and that was the most important thing to me, is like I want a very good game. The cards are fun, but like I want it playable as well. So that was kind of thing. I want it at Walmart. I want it in paintball stores where it is an avenue. Like I look at it as it's a completely new media for paintball to possibly try to capture another generation. And so I look at it as it's not a ministry, but what is it? It's almost like, you're spreading, it's just, it's a new way to capture an audience that we don't have necessarily yet or in the future. So, and then I'll just answer this real quick too. Why is it so crazy looking? And because it's, at the beginning, we didn't have everybody's okay, right? Like we might not have Todd Adamson and Aftershock, and they might not be like, you can't use our logo. So I was like, well, if we do it very fantastical, I met with an attorney, and he was, there is freedom in art expression as long as we're not, tainting and anyways, like exactly what these players are. But so I went really fantastical at the beginning because I want to capture a generation or like an audience. I'll use an analogy like this. Like if there was a baseball game and it was just baseball players, like I really don't care. And I think I've said this before, but it's like, did you guys ever play NHL Hits back in the day?
Yep.
Right. And it's like you unlock like the sharks, the penguins, right? Like the legit like animal creatures that you're playing on the, anyways. But it was like, I couldn't really care about the players, but like it was really fun as kids to be like crazy characters. And so that's kind of what I wanted to create as well. Like I want, I guess I have, hold on. Anyways, I don't know if you can see this crap. I don't know if you've seen like, so the crazy is you see Pony Boy right there, right? And, but it's like getting kids and people to fall in love with these crazy creatures and stuff like that. And then we can make the connection to the real icons and the legends of the sport and the heroes later. But right now, I think if people just look and they say like, oh, Chris Lasoya, yeah, he just has long hair and like he was probably good back then. Like, it's like, I was actually really surprised of how many people we handed out. We had 10,000 cards, but we probably handed out about like 5,000. We handed out almost all 10,000, but we gave out like full packs to people. But wow. I was surprised of like just insinuating. A lot of paintballers caught right away. They would see like, I don't know, just different characters. Obviously dragons, like everyone's like, okay, Dynasty, like, like they can catch a lot of those. But I was surprised of like when I would drop names and like you would just think people would know them, like Alex Goldman or like, just general players in the sport, and they don't know. And then so they look at like, who's Rocky Cagnoni, right? And like for us, we're just like, man, I grew up with this, watching Avalanche and these guys, and it's like, that's a side thing, but like to hear your kids like throw out these names, and like now like Tampa Bay Damage is my son's favorite. He barely plays rec ball and speedball. He's 11, but so he loves Swaggy K. He loves Keith Brown. Like it's his favorite and we had to go get his signature. He came to Alabama and he's like, Dad, we have to go. So like we drove over there just for his signature. But it was like he started falling in love with these guys because we're playing. I was, mandatory fun testing this game with my son, and he's falling in love with these creatures and characters that he's building his deck out of. And then just through that, like all of a sudden, Keith Brown is like his favorite. He's the fastest guy in the world to him. Like he is the Superman in his paintball little mind. And like,
Awesome.
I was like, hey, Swaggy's
That's
coming.
awesome.
And he's just like, Dad, we have to go get a signature. And so it's like, that was the stuff that I'm like, he fell in love with. We made him like a speedy guy, right? Like he looks like the Flash in our game. And so that's just the idea, is like pull out one little thing that, and that's like my artistic kind of fun brain to try to pull something fun out of a character and then try to like portray that in a kind of a crazy way. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No.
But yeah, so I guess that was the answer with like why the fantastical and crazy. Like a lot of these paintballers are coming, hey, I want to see the real thing. And what I'm telling them is like, first is the crazy and the fantastic. And then we will come out with like booster packs and stuff like that later with the real characters. So like we'll come out with a Keith Brown or a Swaggy. Are you guys looking at the guy?
Yeah, brain just kind of went sideways on that one. I'm like,
Okay.
we've had some strange ones the last couple of weeks. Keep going.
Yeah,
I'll
I
just
just
grab
deleted
one of
the
my-
comment. If we get another one like that, I ban it. No big deal.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
I mean, if there's questions
yeah.
or whatever, I'm down to answer or whatever. But
I do have
Can
a ton of questions, actually. That's
Yeah.
what this entire book is, that you can't see because the
Perfect.
contrast is completely blown out, so it looks like a blank
That's good.
page, but I swear that it's full of writing. You answered a lot of them, but the artwork. I know you had like AI as like, this is a working
Absolutely.
prototype.
Yeah.
Which is that's what it's supposed to be used for,
Thank you.
right?
Yeah.
It's for prototyping. It's not final product.
Yeah.
It's I want to also, it made for some really, really nice looking and hilarious cards. I have one of the wolf cards, and the GoPro is in the feed neck of the
Yeah.
Oh my
of the
God,
marker, which
I was just looking at that picture.
hilarious. I was like, oh look, it's wolf. Right.
That's great. That's hilarious.
What's
I like it.
the plan what's the final plan for the artwork? Like how's
This
that
is-
gonna work?
It's the hottest topic, right? Like people generally, especially in the board game industry, the card game industry, they hate AI. So
Sure.
how
But the one you're using is great.
Yeah. So how I approach it is, as a landscape designer, it's very important for me to get across the visual, what I have in my mind, and then get that across to either the client, the customer, or possibly the artist. Because we have had artists do stuff and it has sucked. They're not paintballers. They don't understand maybe the like how stuff necessarily works. And it was horrible to say like the AI art was better than these artists that we already hired and spent hundreds of dollars on. So I guess I'd say there's two things. One is we don't know if these brands, these other players, these other people want to be in the game. So in a way, I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars to create with a concept. Just even like Wolf, okay? He's been awesome. But let's just say, right? Like I'm going to approach Dre or Andre or Wolf if he wants to be in the game and give him something visual. So yeah, I'm going to use AI. And honestly, I started doing a card game 5 years ago during COVID. And when we got our art, we built out a game totally different. And we went to the illustrations and got quotes, and it came $40,000 to $50,000. And that kind of shut us down, honestly. Like we're like, okay, well, is the game really that good? 50 grand to dump out. So for me and Jacob to go to Kickstarter was like, we have to go to Kickstarter. Like first to see if the demand in the paintball community even wants something like this in our community. Because honestly, if the paintballers don't buy it, I mean, I'm sure other kids and stuff like that, like, moms who are like, maybe like they don't like Magic because Magic's a little bit on the edge for like, like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old. I mean, there is stuff like that. So like part of me was like, we could capture a demographic of moms, homeschool moms, elementary, whatever, that is like, paintball's fun. It's not bloody. We're not blowing each other up in guts and, chopping each other's heads off necessarily, or we're not. But, so it's like we do have a demographic there. But my pitch is if the paintball community doesn't want it first and we can't raise money beyond to then pay for awesome art, man, that's a tough sell for me, right? So that's why we went Kickstarter route first. Like, and it's actually funny because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist and I want the art to look really good. Like I wanted to give something that's like we're already very proud of. It looks like it's almost done, right? So people are asking, hey, where did I just buy it? And it's like, no, this is literally the concept. Like the game is done. The game's 99% done. Like we'll tweak stuff. We'll tweak,
You got to play test it. You've got to get it out in the
still,
wild. And
I mean, honestly, the play yes, like, but yeah, we got to tweak all the cards still, power levels. And honestly, I'm still waiting to hear from, 70% of the brands, if they even want to be part of this game. So I don't want to put in a brand and then they come after me because I didn't have permission. Yeah. And even though I'm wanting to honestly celebrate all aspects of paintball, right? So anyways, that's the art. We plan to use real artists. That artists will touch everything, even though artists, which is tough, dude. I'd say out of like the 20 conversations I've had with artists, more than half use AI in some aspect, whether it's coloring, whether it's initial, like a lot of them don't, the illustrators aren't from necessarily like scratch. And that was the other important thing to me is like, if I can show the artists, like if I want whoever, I could show them a really pretty good graphic that they can concept off of rather than starting from scratch. Because then we're not going to have to go through 10 different iterations to get like Ryan Greenspan, the green surfer, like, even though it should be pretty clear, like, I want him green. I want him on a surfboard. I want like, Hormesis band and this, like, it's not that clear to artists. And then by the time they send it back to you, dude, I'm just like it's tough. So to have something very close is really important to me. So I can hand that over to them. So that's kind of the artist question. We hope to get very well funded, ideally from the paintball community, so that we can go all art from here on out through illustrators and artists. But won't be that way if we just have to go from like stage one on our own. Then we're gonna have to go organic style where we print off the most basic of the game, go sell that, knock on doors as we grow slowly and do like 20 illustrations at a time, like $6,000 chunks of art. So your base set and kind of get that. That's it is definitely the slow grow method, and it's tough. I know exactly I kind of understand what you're saying about you're trying to build it and you want to have banging good artists, but good artists are tough to pay, and they're not cheap. And you're right, they are like that. They are. You pay for $400 per piece. So like when people are like, hey, why are you using AI art? I'm just like, I'm not going to pay an artist $400 or $300 to come up with like two concepts for like either the player or the team or the vendor to tell me no. And now what do I do? Like, such a waste. Yeah. So I do like the idea of, and like you said, the green surfer, and just have a green surfer. If they know, they know. And if they're playing it and they're paintballers, they're going to know who it is. And if they don't know, it gives kids like yours the opportunity to learn who these people are. And it is very silly. You can have like a type of damage or people and just spoof off of it. And if they want to be associated with the product, killer. We'll put your real name in it, but until then, more Mises or whatever equivalent of will have to do just to get the game out into the hands. You know what? Like, and I mean, it's tough to do, but almost like a proof of concept. If you build it and let them, I think the idea is right. But again, too, if paintballers aren't going to pay for it, how are you going to sell it to the common person? Yeah.
So I'm kind of with
Yeah,
Explorer. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go contribute just because I got to put my money where my mouth is, and I want to see this go because
Yeah,
I want to play this game. I'm already in. So
yeah, like we do have some brands that have come outside the Kickstarter, given us some money, so we are doing art.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. That's wicked.
So we are doing some art right now. We have 3 artists, and so we'll see. It's a kind of a slow roll. So we will be showing like what, hopefully they're really good.
Yeah.
Of what, but it's like, again, I gave them basically what we have, and it's like these are the characters, so like Colt Roberts is one who's one of the gems of paintball, and so it's like I would give them like 8 photos of Colt, like his white framed mask that he wears, like this, like I build them basically an entire page with video clips so that they can watch him play. So hopefully, because this, like a couple of these artists, they'll do like 2 in a week. So it's like hopefully they take it serious enough to watch them so that they can kind of get more of a flavor of him. And then they're kind of like bringing that into like, the cowboy version of him, the Colt 45 guy. But
yeah,
the idea behind using real artists too, it's like I really want like good Easter eggs in it. So when you look at the art, you kind of see stuff in the background, things he's wearing. And even though the character's crazy, you see pieces that are like Colt Roberts. You know what I'm saying? Like there's things that eventually like Ruben will see in the real Colt Roberts, or sorry, my son, and he'll pick up those identifiers, or like, anyways. But that's the idea. So
no, you're on the right track. I love what your plan is, and it's a great way to kind of, I guess, immortalize some of the players from the past, and like the ones now, like moving forward. You can, every card you could like you said, if they don't know who they are, they can look it up, or maybe a little blurb on the card or something. Like, because I remember Magic the Gathering always had like a little like 2 or 3 line thing at the bottom of it. Usually it was an excerpt
flavor
from
text
books or something from the stories, and those were always fun. So there's so much, you can have so much fun with it because you can play, you can lean into the because it's a card game. You can lean into some of the more like ridiculousness of it, like Lasoya. Like you said, a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's Chris Lasoya. He's got long hair and whatever." But you could, like a card like a Chris Lasoya card, that's got to be a one-shot card, man. Like you got to make Lasoya's card be like he gets behind you and just domes you, because that's what Lasoya did.
He has he has a +2 to sneak, and he just like pops up behind you. Or I was thinking in my head of Mutant League, the old Sega Genesis game, and Mutant League Football. There was another one called Hockey. It was a hockey card set, and they did exactly what you're describing in those little Easter eggs.
Ridiculousness.
And that it was old school art. I wish I could find them, but it was really
so.
I can see what he's saying. I gotta find those now.
So break down how the game works as best you can in a podcast format, I guess. So so give us a rundown of the types of cards and how they interact.
Yeah, so we just posted a how to play video it's on the Kickstarter page, it's on YouTube, I think it's on Facebook and Instagram. But so how to best explain, so each player, so if I was playing you, Brad, we would each pick a deck, like 60 cards are in a deck. And in that deck, you're going to have just regular unit cards, which are kind of like a low-cost peon in a way. So, and then you're going to have hero cards, which are heroes are generally just units that you can only have one of that unit on the field at a time. Okay, so if I have a Chris Lasoya, I can't have 3 Chris Lasoya cards down. But I could have but I could have like 3 Woods Ballers down if I have a Woods Baller card, right? So he's just a unit. So those are the 2 different types of kind of our players. The other thing we have is with our heroes, we have like a low level hero, a mid level, and a high level. So have you guys played like Hearthstone or Lorcana or Star Wars Unlimited?
Yep.
So we built it where you're doing the same resource plan where you draw 7 cards, you put 1 card down as a resource. And so what that resource does is every turn you put 1 resource down. So on turn 2, you'll have a second resource. So then you'll have those 2 resources to play like a 2-cost card. So if you have a Chrysalis Soya card, which is a 7 level, just say, or 7 cost, you won't be able to play him for a long, like probably turn 7. So the idea is at the very beginning of your turn, you want very low cost cards in your hand. So people think like, oh, I want a really powerful card. I want an 8 level. But actually a really good 1 level or 1 cost card or 2 cost card is just, if that makes sense, you're going to play him at the beginning of your, anyways. So it's, so you have the hero cards, you have the unit cards, and then you have action cards. So action, same thing. They have a cost, but that they just kind of boost your team, or they just do stuff like they airstrike you, or you put it down and you flank him, and you can shoot a guy for 1 hit.
Throw a major.
You could throw a mage. Yeah. So we do have referee cards as well, and a referee is basically our nope card. Or
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
So the referee, it does too. So you have a action card, so you can play him during your turn, and he does something. He like kicks a player off the field for you. So you kick the other guy's player back to his hand. But it's also a reaction card. So like if it's not your turn and they play some crazy heavy card, you can play that, and it's kind of your 1 big card, and you throw a major, and then you can you basically deactivate his last play, or
throw a flag on the play.
Throw the flag, and he has to throw that card to the discard. So it's kind of like your 1 big like, oh crap, I really need this. So we have a couple of those in, and then we have equipment, and equipment basically just boosts your team and it stays on the field. It was like really important for me to create this game. Like we kept on going back, me and Jacob, about equipment cards, because we didn't want the board to get too heavy of just cards everywhere, because we went that route. Yeah. But I also, it's really important for me to like look down at my team, and then I want to see my JT Spectra, my blue ice that I had from like 2001, right? Or like my, Warped Angel, or whatever I have, like, the equipment that I want in my deck, like I want to see it in front of me for a little bit. So the equipment really just boosts your, either your full team, like you can have 1, we call it the sponsor spot, and it kind of goes in front of your base. I forgot about that too. You have a base, but so it goes in front of your base and kind of gives you like a buff to your entire team. And then you can also put it like on an individual, and it goes with the dude until he dies. So that's pretty much it. And then, so you have in your hand, you have your units, your heroes, your actions, and then your gear or your equipment. So the difference, I guess, between like that and Magic or whatever is like we have locations. It was really important for me that we're playing paintball at different places, because paintball, it all changes all the time. So it's not, it's not the same field ever.
Yeah, your land cards would be your fields.
So we have 2 cards, locations that stay. It's kind of like Marvel came out with Marvel Snap, how they have locations that drop. It's kind of like that, where you have 2 locations. They kind of give you maybe a buff, or maybe like speed. Maybe one is like the World Cup layout, and like players have +1 attack that go there or something. And
you're in Orlando, it's a +1 to Florida.
Yes.
Florida Man's a card.
Yes,
you get
Florida
a bonus.
Man.
You get a bonus for Florida Man. Some and random. I'm joking, but I like
Man.
Oh, I love Florida Man. He is. If anything represents that state better, it's their national, their state animal.
It sounds really well thought out. It reminds me of when I used to play Magic back when I was in middle school. That's like 25 years ago. I'm old. But yeah, like before it got super complicated with commander decks and all that nonsense. I'm old man yelling at clouds. But it is a lot like Hearthstone, which is a really easy game to pick up, but hard to master. And it sounds like you're going kind of that same vibe. I'm pumped for it, man. I think it's
Yeah.
awesome. Like I would love to be able to like you said, stuck in an airport. They're like, all right, who's got decks? Like, all right, like just bang out the cards and play a couple of rounds and just, man, it sounds like a great accessory to paintball. And it's not expensive. What was it? Hold on, let me pull up the Kickstarter real quick.
Yeah, we tried to. I mean, we can't necessarily compete with Magic. Maybe. I mean, we can with some of Magic's like specialty and limited and whatever. Like, I think they just came out with like a Ninja Turtles, and it's
don't do that, please. Don't do the
Sure.
Fortnite thing where you're suddenly like bringing in every single possible IP to, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So I guess, well, how I look at it is every card in the game, it has to identify with a person. I'll say person, place, or thing, but really, yeah, like a person of the game, a place, or like a gear. So yeah, we do have a TMNT character, but it's based on the TMNT. I met him at World Cup, but it's like based on those guys. It's a tribute to those guys, that like that have like
that's
the
fine.
TMNT jerseys.
There's
and
also
stuff like
the V-Force TMNTs.
Yeah, I was thinking of those masks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
V-Force did that. So I mean, whatever. No, I just mean like, don't.
I hear you. Yeah. No, it's a tribute, and there's enough characters in paintball to go for a little while, and everybody wants to be in it, which I'm stoked, but we need it to exist first. Okay, so like everybody, this is my one. Just come back us on Kickstarter. Even if you buy the $1, that'll at least let us know that it's like there's another dude that's actually interested. He probably doesn't have $30 right now, and that's okay. But like, if you could pay the $1, if we got 10,000 people that pay the $1, well, first it would fund us, but really that would let me know that it's like 10,000 paintballers are interested, and like instead of only producing 2,000 games, like when we go to manufacturing, we would shoot for like a much larger number, knowing that there's more people interested. So
if there are 300 people out there who are willing to buy a $900 die barrel, there has to be.
Was it 300? Yeah, I think it was like.
Yeah, they did 3 separate drops of 100 barrels per, and each one sold out within hours.
Yeah, I was pretty blown away. Actually, honestly, I was like, that's pretty sweet. But
like, if there's that kind of money floating around, like, throw $30 at these guys. Or I'm actually kind of looking at the $50 one right now, actually.
But I'll tell you about the $50 one real quick.
So, tell me about this co-op campaign deck. What's this?
So I'm more of a board game guy, and play with my kids. So it was really important for me to like come out with a game that's very diverse. So we kind of, in our mind, we always wanted the game, whatever we build, I want to build a board game version later. And so like I kind of have a concept that I've built that's pretty ready to go, but this one has to go first. And then we have like a zombie mode that we want to come out with. And then so we wanted it so the solo and co-op campaign is kind of like the lore, and we're trying to connect the dots of why the heck are all these crazy characters battling in paintball against each other for like, the dude that's walking by the store and he looks and he's like, what the heck? Why is there like a freaking yak mech, battling a turtle and then attacking, whatever, like the guy that's the PB Fit guy that, is like super muscles or whatever. Or why is there a green surfer dude? So, whatever. So we kind of developed a lore that it was like, it's like a universe that is almost been wiped out from war over the earth, and then this thing called the Dominion gets involved and says, all right, no more bloodshed. Everybody has to compete in the paintball games in order to like figure out your disputes and whatever. So that's kind of like our realm of what. So through that, we created a little solo and co-op campaign that we're working on still. But it's just really just so like I could play with my son and we can play a co-op mission, and we're not battling against each other, but we have like an AI that we're attacking. So it was really important to have like a solo mode. So like if you don't have anybody, you could at least you can do some missions and attack, and then when you got your buddy, you can do a co-op mission. So that's the
Pledged.
Thank you, bro.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. That's why I'm sitting here. I wasn't being a jerk and ignoring you. I'm sitting here going, how am I going to do this?
You're good. You guys are good.
I want to
yeah, man.
I want to bring attention though to your Kickstarter right now, because you've got like it's very like $29, 29 US. So let's say 41
like,
Canadian.
$40.29.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Right. That's a great price. Come on, right? The starter box is at $70 Canadian, collector's edition, 104. First edition booster box, 174. The war chest, I love that. Collector's edition for $350. That includes what?
Looking at just everything that everything that we're gonna come out with. Yeah, you get everything.
Literally everything. But then when you scroll down further, we've got the Immortal Legend tier. And I just want to read this to everybody at home listening to this. So for $10,000 US, about 14,000 Canadian, you're I love this. You're not just backing the game, you're becoming a permanent part of paintball history. 1, you become a playable character forever. We create a fully custom hero based on you or someone you choose. Includes character art, ability set, weapon loadout, faction choice, stats, signature move, and lore story. Your character will appear in every future game, expansion, booster pack, and special edition we ever make. And 2, real-life bunker at a tournament event with your character on it. We will sponsor and wrap a bunker at a professional paintball event with your character's artwork. We'll get it signed by pro players, take photos, video, and if possible, ship it to you after the event.
Oh my
3,
God,
lifetime supply of Paintball Royale. You will receive for the rest of your life every core game, every expansion, every booster, every collector's edition, promo card, or faction release. Automatically shipped to you, no cost, no shipping, ever. You know what? For 10 grand, I don't have 10 grand, but if I did have 10 grand,
man, if I had 10 G's, I would totally just to have a bunker.
Dude, wouldn't that be great? Yeah, dude, I think that would be great. I haven't talked to Tom Cole yet, but I'm sure we would figure something out though for sure. I would sponsor and I would get that bunker for sure.
Oh, sorry. One of the comments, Ian, I can't pronounce Ian's last name. Gorton? I can't read it from here. He says, wait, this is a paintball game? Yes, sir. This is a paintball card game. So anyways, for like honestly, folks, for the average person, $41 Canadian or $70 Canadian, get in on this. Like you got 2 decks, the starter box. Like, come on, get in on this, folks. This is fantastic.
And just throw it in there, like we're not just trying to hit the 10,000. The 10,000, I was hoping would just be an easy breeze. Like we need 200 paintballers to jump in on the project. Like it's not a huge ask. I didn't think, but
it's one of those things. Paintballers are fickle. Like they will drop money on the strangest things, like Proflexes and Hormesis headbands, or forged carbon barrels.
On you cheap bastards. I want someone to play against next time I go.
But when a legitimate project shows up where it's like, this is new, this is cool, like get in on this. I don't know why sometimes they seem to hesitate.
No,
hopefully we'll see like a last minute rush where it'll be like, we have 48 hours, let's go. And like,
and we honestly we kind of went backwards. Like we weren't ready. Like we've been working on honestly the game, the game and how it works for this last like year, and like as I'm like developing art, sending it to guys, sending it to brands, like kind of like just double tasking while working like 2 full-time jobs. And so but like I was like we have to be at Cup, so we kind of went backwards where we should have had like 1,000 followers in our like for the game and the card, and really already communicated well. If already communicated to players that this is a playable game and like that they see the vision, which we did not do very well. I did not do that, and so we're kind of going backwards, which I was like, that's all right, because I need pressure to do something. So I was like, all right, if we launch at Cup, we'll go backwards. So like basically, once we launch a cup, then we'll make sure that our Kickstarter page is good, which is totally backwards and crazy. And then like the last week, the worst case is I hit reload and we start it again, which I don't want to do. But but we haven't finished all of our videos and stuff like that. We're still working on like our main video, and so all the assets aren't there. But at the same time, I guess it was important for me to get it out there so we can start it. Otherwise, we just keep on pushing it off. Like if I didn't hit Cup, I just knew that it's like, okay, well, I'll hit Tampa. So now I'm delaying like 3 months. So like for me, it was like, I need to hit Cup and then I'll figure out what I should have done later, which is now I'm learning, but that's okay.
Well, that's kind of one of the nice things with Kickstarter too. Let's say you don't reach the goal. Nobody's out anything.
No.
And you get to take what you learned, throw it back out there and be like, all right, let's do it again.
Exactly. And so that was kind of my thought too, is like, if anything, I'll just hit the restart button. I'm going to give something really nice to the guys who all pledged prior that, yes, you do all get your money back. Like if it doesn't fund, no money's getting taken out of your bank right now. I don't believe. Like it's just a pledge.
Yeah,
So,
if it goes through, we pay. And if it doesn't, it doesn't, which is great. Like,
and even after the Kickstarter ends, like we send out an email and we're going to ask you to verify your entire order first. And then once you verify it, that's when you pay.
It's so less than a case of paint for just the basic pledge, kids. Less than a case of paint
during the winter when you're not playing.
Bastard.
I guess
when you're, why not give the man your money?
It's
exactly.
It's less than a case of paint. It's
for less than a case of paint. It's going to be a fun paintballer. Get some sad Sarah McLachlan playing in the background. Give these guys some money.
Okay, I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna make that happen.
Chop. Yeah, I know you will.
I'm gonna edit that.
It's gonna be great. In the eyes of a child, just a really sad paintballer who just needs a deck of cards.
Yeah. Give me 48 hours and I will have you a bad 90s commercial of In the Arms of an Angel, and it'll just be like, for $49, you could support a paintball. You watch. I'm gonna get my daughter to put on a paintball mask. I'm gonna get my stepson to put on the paintball mask.
Looks so sad.
I'm gonna be like,
Mariah Carey. Sad. Is that Mariah Carey doing that one?
I think it's Sarah McLachlan.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Or is it Alanis Morissette?
No, she just played here. I'm pretty sure it's Sarah McLachlan because I
think it is Sarah McLachlan.
It's gonna be good. You watch.
So
I'm gonna get you.
That is hilarious.
If we can't excite them into backing the Kickstarter, we're gonna guilt them into backing the Kickstarter.
Now the thing that's important too, like people don't understand it's a game. Like maybe they think it's just trading cards, and it's fun. But yes, it's like, I wouldn't feel right if it wasn't like a full playable game. And like, just to like help us come out, the more that we can get backed now, the bigger the product will be right away. If we have to go which I've already said, but if we got to go the other route, we're going to come up with a very basic version, and it's just going to take longer and longer and longer. So hopefully the paintball community is like, and honestly, this isn't necessarily for you, the paintballer. This is for you to give to your son, to your nephew, to your cousin, to someone where it's like, maybe
they don't have a VR headset.
No, it's like it's a Christmas gift or a birthday present to possibly get them in the paintball world without necessarily like evangelizing to them about paintball. And it's supposed to be like, it's almost Fortnite enough. It's crazy enough where, you're not feeling like, if you throw, give them a JT, I'm dropping JT all over the place, but if you give them a JT Spectre mask, like that's a pretty obvious, like, I want you to come out and play paintball. But it's like, this is supposed to be like a soft, engaging, like, getting kids excited about a sport that they think it's too rough and tumbly. But the more I call it propaganda. The more I can propagandize these kids and they fall in love with the sport that we love, because they're like, they start to understand all the lingo, right? Like I watch a hockey game. I'm Canadian originally, from Alberta, but I was more soccer and stuff like that. But it's like, if I don't understand all the lingo, right? Like in a sport, but once you kind of understand and you watch it enough, all of a sudden you enjoy it a lot more. And you're just like, okay, I get what they're doing. I get like, so that's kind of the goal of this.
It's very much VPL's doing. That's a good soft way to engage.
Yes.
I think we do. You throw throwing a paintball dirt subscription there for some people that who just get into it. It's a good, like you said, it's a good introduction. You got to hook them when they're young. Like I had a couple examples, but we're not going to use those on the radio.
Yeah,
Never
we have
mind.
a very soft we have a very soft generation right now coming up, right? Like these kids are honestly, they're playing video games a lot. They're inside, they're straight up soft. Like we're going paintball on Saturday for my son's birthday. You know, he's 11. We're bringing a bunch of kids from church and like, but it's like we'll see. We're playing 50 cal stuff like that, but it's like we got to get these kids. I don't know. I love paintball. It toughens you up a little bit. You know, my daughter who's 9, she goes and she gets welts and like anyways, but I don't know what my point was in saying all that, but yes, it's a
great introduction to the sport, and it can be silly and anybody can play it, or you can be a serious player. You can actually play paintball and know all the kind of the in jokes on it.
Yeah.
I like the sounds of this.
Yeah, and that was my goal too. It's like any paintballer, like, you know, like I would jump in a group like on it. I'm sorry for all the people at World Cup that I annoyed, because it's like I was like, I gotta get this into as many hands as possible. So I would jump in the middle of 10 dudes and I'd be like, hey, did you guys get any paintball trading cards? And like 3 guys would give me the cold shoulder, and then like 5 guys would be like, oh heck yeah, man, let me see.
Oh, buddy. I'm going to annoy the shit out of people with this. Like, it's going to be my mission now to irritate people.
I was just giving them away for free. I was just like, if you love paintball, like I swear, dude, you're going to at least enjoy reading. I want you to enjoy reading the flavor text, the innuendos, and like, you know, like I wish we had something I could just flip up, but I want it visually stimulating and exciting for paintballers because it's nostalgic, right? Like, you look at different guns and gear and players and we love the sport. There's so many iterations of this thing, but it's like a tribute to like the hyperball, the woods, the mounds fields. And like, I don't know. I think I wanted it flavorful enough to collect, because at first we were like, do we come out with a game where you slap down like a paintball hit and then a block and a bunker button or whatever? And I wanted it so much more visually engaging, where it's like every card you read and like the flavor text, and you like fall in love with these, or like the Doo-Doo Brown one, it's a crappy piece of art, but like the fact that it says 296, 296, 296, right? Like she's all about consistency. Like, I don't know if you recognize that. It's Rocky Cagnoni's gun, but in a video back in the day in like 1997, you know, he references this Doo-Doo Brown Angel gun that he has. But it's like things like that where it's like, we love it because it's like for that one moment, it may reference like, you know, the Push movie or Dirter or like other videos that
you're going to pop 3 boys in the back, and everybody else is going to think it's really cool, but you're going to pop your buddy in the back. Or the old school lads that would remember that stuff. That's perfect.
Exactly.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. So it's fun for the kids, but it's even more fun, I think, for like the dads who want to share this. But it's like we're sharing like literally the last old too, right? 40. I'm a 42. So it's like start playing in 97, 98. But yeah, it's like warpig.com. Like that's one of my favorite, which is like, I mean, it's ridiculous looking, but it's like, it's a tribute to Warpig, and like the kids don't understand that we would jump on this thing, right, with 56K modems and like download a 2-minute video for like 2 days to watch like this little clip of like Chris Lasoya at the Millennium Series or whatever it was, right? But anyway, so just it's a passion project. It's like sharing.
It's a fantastic project.
This wonderful sport that we have. Yeah.
I think it's amazing. I love the idea of a playable paintball themed card game that isn't just a picture of the player. You know what I mean? Like there's like an artistic twist to it. Like you said, like the War Pig thing. Like, you know,
I'll address that too. Like the goal is to come out with possibly those later, like going with like Shelda or like Conquer with Paint or these other photographers and do like alternate art of these characters so that you can later have real photos of these players in this card style. So if you want to build your deck out of real paintball players, player teams, you don't want like the crazy Aftershock character, but you want an actual, like, I was gonna say Connor Kelly, but he just went to Impact, I guess. But like, if you want like
that
whoever.
I would want that gigantic guy. Sergey
guy.
Sunshine.
Sergey, the Russians, like,
yes, because that
10 years ago.
When I first came back and started playing ball, and I'm a big lad, and I couldn't believe the size of some of these guys that were playing, because they're bigger than me, and
I mean,
and it cracked me up how fast and how well they played. That I would love to have one of those cards. I think that'd be a blast, and then have either the real guy or the goofy spoof.
Even though I spelled his name wrong, I felt bad. I meant Dave Baines or whatever, and he's like, "You spelled my name wrong." I'm like, "Dude, you're probably the only dude that I spelled something wrong. I'm so sorry." But I'll never forget that. But yes, like, exactly, right? Like, you can build whoever is your, I mean, it's kind of like build your dream team in a fun way, but and then hopefully the goal is like, we're like, okay, if we hit $1 million, doesn't look like we are, but we're like, we'll go straight to app mode. So like the people who want to collect this, but then it's like, we could probably build once we have all the art, I mean, it's probably like, I don't know, 20, 50 grand to build an entire app, just like Hearthstone with this thing. But that sounds like a 2027 or 2028 project.
I could build an app.
Yeah, to build a mobile app game out of it. Yeah.
That'd be cool. I was thinking the same thing. I was actually thinking like this would make a great now, I mean, this is definitely not something you can do overnight. Like you said, 2027 would be a great idea. But this would make it a killer, like $12, $18 like Steam game.
Yeah. So to give you guys an idea, like GameStop, cards is their #1 selling item at GameStop right now.
Yeah.
It's not games. It's not video. It's literally trading cards and trading card games. So it's kind of like, it's the industry is massive, which if people aren't following it, like the collectability and all this kind of fun stuff, like for some reason with I can't think of it right now, but like Ethereum and stuff like that, where it's like you're backing up an item on the cloud, and it's NFTs, right? Like, okay, that's kind of died off, but I think it kind of started like this collectability and like actual tangible, right? Possible rare. Anyways, this currency basically that's turning into flipping cards for some reason. I mean, baseball cards have always been a thing, and we've kind of a little bit followed that, but for some reason it's taken off. I think Pokemon, obviously, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I kind of want to. I'm not sure why that took off as much as it did. But yeah, Wolf was saying that he tried to go pick up a copy of Absolute Batman, which fantastic comic if you're old enough to read it. And most of it was taken up by game card players. It feels like it never really went away. I remember going into we had Gamezilla here, which was a card shop, manga, comic books, that kind of thing. You'd go in and it was just, there'd be dozens of Magic the Gathering players. Or if you went at the wrong night, you'd go in and there was dozens of Warhammer players, and they all stopped and looked at you because you weren't carrying a case. So they knew you weren't there for that. And they were just sort of like, why are you here? And I was like,
shut up, Brad. Those are our clients. Those are the customers that we want for these card games. Shut
up,
absolutely.
They're fantastic people, but it was very
they're not our direct customers. Like, no. I want the paintballers to love it, and I wanted to create a simple enough game that it's for paintballers. It's your airport, it's all that. Hopefully those Magic guys and stuff will also love it. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no. Just we've got to end it there. We're actually over our time.
Unheard of.
Right? I know. If I had my laptop, we'd keep going, but she died. So, Dusty, where can people go to? Where can they go to get more information on the Kickstarter? Because we dropped the link.
Royale, paintballroyalegame.com. Otherwise, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, we're on there. We're the only paintball royale game. And then you can also find on Kickstarter as well, please. Thank you. And actually, which would be great because Kickstarter would be like, what the heck is this paintball? Everyone's searching for paintball on Kickstarters. So
Yeah, push that to the top.
Yes.
Go drop $50. Go back them. You know, show them some love. Let's make this a reality because I really want to see this happen because I really want to get my hands on a playable card game that is paintball related, and that way we can play at the field while we're waiting for the mag fed guys to wind their mags. I had to get a dig
bombshell.
We're out of here. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, folks. That's it. Until next week. Cheers.
Doodles.
thanks, guys.